Tonight on the TV 24 News, we continue our series on the recent Miss Alabama volunteer pageant with Livy Thomas. A large credit agency drops its ESG protocol, and AG Steve Marshall expects to see this continue. As fires rage in Hawaii, locals scramble for safety. We'll have a first-hand account to what is happening on the island of Maui. The Rubato International Piano Competition starts tonight at the OPAC, and Courtney Lynham joins us live from Gadsden to talk about a very special event and topic regarding men's health. These stories plus weather with Lacey Klontz and sports with Chandler Tyree.
It's now time for the TV 24 News, presented to you by Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden.
Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to the TV 24 News presented by Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden. I'm Shasta Jones. Let's send it to Gadsden, Alabama, where Courtney Lynham is standing by live from Coosa Landing. Courtney?
Hey, I am here at the Riverwalk at Coosa Landing, and I have Dr. John Pirani here with me. He is with Clinical Urology in Gadsden and also the co-founder of Man Up Gadsden. Hey, Dr. Pirani.
How are you doing, Courtney?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Good. So tell us a little bit about Man Up Gadsden.
Well, it started several years ago. Being part of Clinical Urology and really the only urology group in Northeast Alabama, we felt it was our responsibility to get the word out to men about men's health issues. As we all know, men are quite stoic and don't want to go to the doctor and take care of whatever their health needs are. And so we started the organization Man Up Gadsden. And what it does is we educate and also financially support men that have developed cancer in older men, such as prostate cancer, the #1 cancer of older men, and testicular cancer in younger men.
That's wonderful. So tell us a little bit about how you go out and spread education about Man Up Gadsden.
Right. First of all, we go to high schools. The high schools all over Northeast Alabama. We were blessed and have the privilege to go to these high schools and talk to the young men, really 9th grade through 12th. We get them in the auditorium and discuss their #1 cancer, testicular cancer. And unfortunately, almost no one knows how to do self-testicular exams. I was not taught, and most men are not taught this, like women are taught early on about breast cancer and the importance of their self-exams. The #1 cancer of young men, testicular cancer, it is found by them, as their self-exam. So we go to just about all the high schools in Northeast Alabama teaching this to them and the importance of early detection, because that is, as we all know, find it earlier, we can treat it.
What is, so early detection, how young does somebody need to, or what age do they need to be tested or screened or know about testicular cancer and prostate?
Right. Well, first of all, testicular cancer is right when puberty starts. So we're talking 12, 13 years old, all the way up to 35. So the #1 cancer of men from 12 to 35 is testicular cancer. And then you jump ahead in the mid-40s up until death for a man is prostate cancer, the #1 cancer. Prostate cancer is the #2 killer of men. So we hear these false narratives on the internet that if you have prostate cancer, you may pass of something else. It's the #2 killer of men. So it's something that as long as we catch it early, we can treat it.
Wonderful. And now you also have material that you hand out to schools and to young men and men for a shower card. Is that what it is?
That's correct. Our shower cards have become quite popular, and when we go to the high schools, not only do the students get the cards, it's a laminated card they hang in the shower to show them how to do the testicular exam, because you can imagine in the shower is the easiest place to do the exam. But the irony is most of the coaches are asking for the cards too, because they were never taught as well. And so usually all the men, from the principal to the football coach, all the coaches come and ask me for the cards, and they're circulating. We've done this over several years now, and it's good to see patients come in with the card, and unfortunately a lot of them have the condition when they come in. They say, hey, I have this knot, and we've found multiple cases of testicular cancer early because of our
So early detection, is there any, what is the ability to fight that with early detection? Like, is there percentages of, if you detect it early, then you have obviously a better chance of going through treatment? And
Right. So if we'll stay with testicular cancer, there's a 95% chance of cure if caught early. Prostate cancer, 93% chance of cure if caught early. If caught late, it drops off drastically, depending on how late. The problem with testicular cancer is, number one problem of why we don't detect early is embarrassment. The young men do not want to tell their parents or coaches, or go to the school nurse, or come see a physician. Same thing with men, though. You know, as we all know, men go from 15 years old when we're about testicular cancer to prostate cancer, they still don't want to go to the doctor. And so that's why we have events like what we're going to talk about later about Casting for Cancer, about we're going to start drawing the PSA, the blood test for prostate cancer screening, to get the word out.
Yeah, so that is Casting for Cancer. That's coming up September 2nd. So when we come back, we're going to talk more about that. There's also a few other fundraisers that you have. You've got, what, the Blue Ball?
The Blue Ball, which is a great event. It's been said to be the best party in this area, this Northeast Alabama, every year. Courtney's been. Yeah. And also the 5K run, which is the first Saturday of November, called a Dash for the Stash.
Okay. Well, great. So we'll come back and talk a little bit more about Dr. Pirani and the Casting for Cancer that's coming up soon and how you can get involved with this with Man Up Gadsden. So I'm going to send it back to the newsroom, and I'll see y'all soon.
We'll have more from Courtney coming up. One of the largest credit rating agencies in the nation announced last week they are going to stop publishing the environmental, social, and governance, or ESG, scores of corporate borrowers. According to the 1819 News, the S&P Global announced last week, effective immediately, we are no longer publishing new ESG credit indicators in our reports or updating outstanding ESG credit indicators. The ESG virtue signaling racket will continue to crumble as it rejects free market principles in favor of woke capitalism and the consolidation of economic power into fewer and fewer hands. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall told 1819 News on Wednesday when asked about the S&P Global News. S&P Global Ratings began publishing alphanumeric ESG credit indicators for publicly rated entities in some sectors and asset classes in 2021. By dropping the ESG ratings now, maybe S&P is saying the ratings really are not that useful. David F. Larker, a professor at Stanford's Graduate School of Business, told Financial Times. Or maybe they are responding to pressure from attorneys, general, and other people who are anti-ESG. ESG scoring evaluates how a corporation aligns itself with social goals beyond earning a profit for its shareholders. These goals often pertain to environmental sustainability, advocacy for specific social movements, and commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. The Oxford Performing Arts Center is having a huge event which starts tonight and runs through Saturday. Here's Lori Denton, PR and Marketing Director with the City of Oxford, talking about the Rubato International Piano Competition on a recent episode of the City of Oxford Update.
Today, is it Rubato? And we're not talking about the old school song, right? It's something...
No, we're not. So Rubato is an international piano competition that will be held. This is the second time it will be held at OPAC.
Wow.
There were applicants from all across the world, and we ended up with 18 pianists from 8 countries, and they will all descend here on Oxford, Alabama, and that competition will be held at OPAC August the 10th through the 12th, and you can get tickets for that at OPAC's website. This was really a neat experience last summer to get to see these students from all ages, from all across the country, come in and stay in host homes and just, you know, get to learn a little bit about their culture while they learned plenty about Alabama culture here in the South.
So now, are there language barriers when they come in? Do they have to have interpreters? Or
So it's very fascinating how that works because, yes, absolutely they do. Julio Beretta, who is he is over Rubato. I don't know if, for those of you who know Julio at OPAC, you are absolutely blessed by him. He is known as the Piano Man, and he, you know, he does such a great job with this, and he makes sure that all of that is taken care of. It's just a really cool international event that we have here in Oxford, Alabama, and last year it was a great success, and we are expecting the same this year.
So definitely come out to Rubato, get your tickets at oxfordpac.org, and then also you can get them there at the facilities. So definitely make your way out there. It's a great event coming up. And it will also be on YouTube Live through here, so you can watch streaming right through our site on YouTube. Let's send it back out to Courtney really quick at Coosa Landing.
Hey, I am still here at the Riverwalk at Coosa Landing. We have changed locations a little bit to see this beautiful location for Casting for Cancer. And that's a fundraiser event that's happening right here at Coosa Landing September 2nd. So tell us a little bit about Casting for Cancer, how it got started, and give us all the details.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Man Up Gadsden needed funds to pay for the shower cards for testicular cancer and do the free PSA screenings for older men and prostate cancer. So we have 3 fundraisers. One's called the Blue Ball, as we mentioned earlier. One of the biggest things we do is Casting for Cancer, which is a charity bass tournament we've done over the last 11 years. Matter of fact, it's become one of the biggest charity bass tournaments in the state of Alabama, which we're very proud of. The city has been great to us, and all our sponsors have been great. But the city has allowed us to have Labor Day Saturday every year, which happens to be September 2nd. It's an all-day event. We have a stage set up right here at Coosa Landing. We give out anywhere from $13,000 to $15,000 in cash and prizes every year. This year's going to be a little different. We thought because of men, like I mentioned earlier, difficult to get their prostate screening test, we're offering a free PSA screening. It's a blood test for all the anglers. And so this year we ask all the anglers to do so. All the City of Gadsden employees is welcome as well to get their PSA checked.
Wonderful. So tell us, how can, if they want to become a fisher or fish the tournament, how do they find out, how do they register?
Right. So it's any anglers, from elite anglers all the way down to beginners, first-time anglers, are welcome. As all you have to do is have a boat with a live well to keep the fish alive. We have biggest fish, $1,000 for the biggest fish caught, all the way down to the smallest fish caught, $500. So we invite everybody to come. You can register here at Coosa Landing. You can go on our Facebook page at Man Up Gadsden or Casting for Cancer Facebook page. Also in my office, Clinical Urology Associates here in Gadsden, you can pick up registration forms.
Awesome. Well, hey, we're going to shoot it to a quick break, and then coming back, we're going to have a local angler here who has participated in this event, and we're going to see why he's participated and let him tell us a little bit about how much fun the event is. So we're going to send it to break. You're watching the TV 24 News presented by Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden.
Thanks, Courtney. We're going to throw it to Lacey really quick for a sneak peek with weather.
Everyone, we thought that the rain was going to be cooling the temperatures off over the course of the next week, and that couldn't be further from the truth, because now it is saying totally different. We'll have more on that in just a little while. Back to you, Shasta.
Thanks, Lacey. We're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back.
If you're the family with kids playing sports and the parents that are running 2 ways at once, then a Team 1 Chevy is perfect for your team. Baseball, softball, and soccer families can travel in all-American style with a new Chevy from Team 1. Bank on the best deal, a great selection, and the perfect vehicle for your all-American team.
Interest rates as low as 1.9% and no payments for 90 days when you finance with GM Financial.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
There's a special place where overtime gives way to family time, where fast pace becomes a little slower lifestyle. At Campers Unlimited, we can help get you there, where your lake house, beach house, or tailgate headquarters can have the same address. We carry the top brands in America like Grand Design and Forest River. With a large selection, we're sure to have a floor plan that fits your needs. So when you're ready to disconnect in order to reconnect, take the easy drive to Campers Unlimited on Interstate 59 in Gadsden, or shop us online at campersunlimited.net.
Hi, welcome to Classic 13. How can I help you?
I was thinking about getting a tattoo. Do I need to make an appointment?
No, we take walk-ins every day. Let's find someone to help you. Follow me. Okay, if you'll have a seat right here. Thank you.
Come down to Classic 13, where good tattoos aren't cheap and cheap tattoos ain't good.
Welcome back. Let's send it back to Courtney live from Coosa Landing in Gadsden.
Hey, I'm here with Derek Darty. He is a fisherman he's fished in the Casting for Cancer fundraising event. How's it going?
Doing great. How are you doing?
Good. So tell me how you first got involved with the Casting for Cancer.
Well, me and my father have fished it since its inception, which was, I believe, 11 years ago now. And we first started it because my father is a prostate cancer survivor, and so it's important to us, the PSA screening and them finding out early on him is the reason he's still with us today, and he supports it heavily, and he supports clinical urology, Dr. Pirani, and this is just a fantastic tournament to fish. We enjoy it every year, and yes, to us it's a little bit personal too.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your time and good luck with the tournament. What are you looking forward to the most? Are you trying to go for the smallest fish or the largest fish?
Well, the day starts out trying to go as the largest fish, but if it don't go as planned by noon, we'll move over to the smallest. But it's good food, good fun. There's some great fishermen, and hopefully the bite's good. It's been good lately, so we'll see what it stands in 3 weeks from now.
Great. Well, thank you for your time, and again, good luck at the event. All right, we're going to throw it back to you, Shasta.
Livy Thomas won Miss Alabama Volunteer 2024 a couple of weeks ago right here in Oxford, Alabama. We are continuing a piece with her tonight where she sat down with me to answer some questions to help our young people out with challenging subjects.
A 21-year-old senior at the University of Alabama, I am Miss Smith Lake Volunteer, Livy Thomas.
Speak to all of our young ladies out there who are dealing with negative
Okay,
self-image.
so hang on just a minute.
I'd be lying if I said that I hadn't dealt with that as well.
Okay.
But it really
So,
just takes getting up every single day and knowing that you can do the best that you can do. And I think that's extremely important for everybody, not just young ladies, but everyone. And just believing in yourself and knowing that you are where you are meant to be, I think is the most important thing.
And if they do start feeling down, what would you tell them to do?
Put on your favorite song, which is what I usually do. I am such a music person. I love all kinds of music. And so whenever I feel down, I usually will get into my car and drive for hours and just listen to music and pump myself up and just really get back into the groove of things.
What images and messaging do you post on your social media to best represent your values?
Everything that I post on my social media is something that I feel embodies what I believe in and what I'm passionate about. So, for instance, on my Instagram, I post a lot about pageantry, I post a lot about Crimsonettes, I post a lot about my family and a lot about my friends. And I feel like that says a lot about what I think is important in life.
Livy is such a remarkable young lady and doing great things already as she represents our state. We will have more answers from her on subjects to help young people coming up in the next couple of weeks. You can follow her on Instagram under Miss Alabama Volunteer to keep up with when you can meet her in person nearby. Also, be looking out for her as a Crimsonette on the University of Alabama football field in a few weeks. As fires rage in Maui, some dear friends of mine who work disaster relief on fires with me in California happen to be there on a nearby island with an update and information for us. Hey Ruth, welcome. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey, so tell me I know you're on a nearby island, you're not actually on Maui. What do you see and what have you heard? What's going on there?
Well, it's just trying to get these people off the island and in a safe place. I know a lot of them are being flown to other islands as well as to the mainland, and just trying to get the firefighters some relief because they've been working on this thing for the last several days, and getting relief funds over to those victims that are still on that island. And it's just, it's so devastating. It so reminds me of the Camp Fire in Paradise, California, the fire in my hometown in Redding, California. And it's just devastating at this point in time. Is just, looking and seeking to get people off that island.
And tell me, was it the last night or night before what happened with the winds at the place that you guys are staying at?
Well, with the Dora hurricane that had came through here, I know on Tuesday night where we are staying, which is on the 16th floor, we have external elevators. None of those were going from 11 until 8 o'clock in the morning, just because the winds themselves were about 60 miles per hour, and it was very concerning. but we got through that night, and it was the next day when everything happened at Maui. It was just so sad.
Well, we do have up on the screen, anyone who wants to donate or help out, that you can go to the MauiUnitedWay.org, and that is one of the venues. And is there anything else, Ruth, that you want to leave with the people tonight?
Yes, please, you can reach out to ktla.com, and there's a lot of resources there that you can reach out to help with these fire victims and the state of Hawaii. And we just sending a lot of blessings to everyone, and that's all we can ask. A lot of prayers for these people over there in Maui. So thank you so much for reaching out to me. A lot of families from other islands have people there. They need all the help they can get.
Well, we want to thank you, Ruth, for talking with us today, and we will definitely be praying for everyone there. And again, everyone, you see on the screen where you can go and donate and find out what you can do to help. Thank you again, Ruth, and we're going to check in with Lacey Klontz really quick for weather.
Yeah, continuing with that, Shasta, here are some pictures from the wildfires from yesterday. These are before and after pictures of the historic banyan tree on Front Street. Now, this tree takes up an entire city block, and it may actually be lost. Buildings in Banyan Court look completely leveled by the flames, and along the coast of the southern part of Lahaina, homes were destroyed, and unfortunately there have been numerous injuries and 36 deaths reported. Coming up here in Oxford, we're going to have mostly clear skies for the next week. Tonight it's going to get down to 71 degrees, and we will have scattered thunderstorms. And then tomorrow it's getting up to 89 degrees. We're going to have scattered thunderstorms in the morning and then mostly cloudy skies later in the day. Now, we thought that we were going to have a lot of rain and we thought it was going to bring the temperatures down, but no. We're only going to have about a 60% chance of rain tonight and tomorrow, and then moving into the weekend, it is going to be completely clear and back up in the 90s for the next week. So everyone, stay hydrated because it is going to be hot. I'm Lacey Klontz with your TV24 Weather Report. Here's Chandler Tyree with sports.
Good evening. Welcome to TV24 Sports. I'm Chandler Tyree. I'm out and about again this week. Football's coming up, so I'm out and about trying to get footage and stuff for football and to try to get caught up with these coaches and see some practices. And so I'm going to be hit or miss the next couple of weeks as I try to catch all of our local teams. Yesterday I was able to catch up with Coach Clint Smith and the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. Here's some footage from practice and also a few words from Coach Clint Smith.
Where you going? Oh my God! Oh, Jesus, coach,
All right, I'm here with Coach Clint Smith of the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. Coach, how's camp went so far?
It's went pretty good. This is our second week and first week that we've actually been able to go after school with kids coming back yesterday and today. So getting acclimated to the 3 o'clock practices instead of the 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. So that's something that we've got to do. Our kids have done a pretty good job of handling that. So it's been a good couple weeks. A lot of energy and a lot of leadership. So that's been good. So hopefully we'll just continue to do that and continue to have good practices as we lead into the season.
All right, Coach, obviously I know 4A Region 4 is one of the toughest 4A regions in the state, but then you also add Alexandria, Oxford, and Boaz to your non-region schedule. Who else do you have non-region?
We've got Ohatchee in the middle of the
That's
year.
right.
So that'll be very, very physical game with those guys. But yeah, the region's tough. Anybody in the 4 teams that come out of this region are going to be prepared. For some of the really good teams that are in the South. So, just getting out of it's going to be a dogfight, and so hopefully we can stay healthy enough to compete, year round with it. From top to bottom, it's going to be a very competitive region. And so the non-region, of course, playing Oxford, 6A playoff team, and Boaz, 5A playoff team, and of course our rivalry with Alexandria is always a tough game. So we'll be battle tested, and hopefully that'll play dividends if we can stay healthy enough once we get in the playoffs to make a run.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck. And like I said, I know your schedule's tough, but I also know how well coached you are and how hard you guys work. And thanks for letting me come out to practice with you today.
Appreciate it, man. Anytime.
Here's a few more things that Coach Clint Smith and the Golden Eagles had to say during their Calhoun County Media Day section.
New 8-lane competition track, new visitors bleachers, bathrooms, fencing, even a putting green. And so, there's a lot going on out there, but we're excited about that. As far as affecting our speed or whatever, I mean, these guys could probably, talk more about that than I can, but it just seems like, every week now we're on turf just about, all the time each year. So we're excited about that and excited to play on it for the first time.
Thank you for joining us for sports today. I'm Chandler Tyree. I'm going to turn it back over to the ladies. Have a great day.
So Casting for Cancer is an event that is right here at the Coosa Landing, September 2nd. It seems like such a fun way to raise money for such a great cause. So tell us again what's going to be happening out here on September 2nd. Of course, a fishing tournament, and what else?
Well, if you can't be an angler, of course we'd like you to fish in the tournament. We welcome all spectators. There's bleachers set up. The weigh-ins start at 3 p.m. on Labor Day Saturday, September 2nd. That's where it's a lot of fun. We give away door prizes to a lot of the spectators. We have Bucks Marina supplies the food. We'll feed you. Buffalo Rock has Pepsi products for drinks. So it's an all-around fun family event. We have children up to grandparents that come watch the weigh-ins, and we'd love to have everybody come enjoy Labor Day Saturday with us. 3 p.m. is the weigh-ins here at Coosa Landing.
All right, well, find more information about that on Facebook, Casting for Cancer. You can check it out there, and you can also visit manupgadsden.org. So Man Up Gadsden, Google search, manupgadsden.com. All right, well, thank you so much for visiting with us today and telling us a little bit more about Man Up Gadsden and all of the great fundraisers that you have. I'm going to send it back to the desk now. Hey, Shasta.
Thanks, Courtney. So it looks like they're going to have a fun time with a fishing tournament there.
Yes, absolutely. Do you like to fish?
I did when I was a kid. I'm not so sure about the worms anymore, but
So, funny story. When I was a kid, I had a Snoopy fishing pole, and I did not want to hurt the fish when I went fishing, so instead of using a hook, I used a McDonald's French fry.
And did it work for you?
No.
Oh.
Darn.
Could have been a whole new world out there if that had worked, right?
I know. I was so confused at the time. I'm like, why can't I catch anything?
Yeah, they used to have me use corn or crickets or a worm, so yeah.
Or a French fry.
There you go. It's a whole new world with fishing now.
Absolutely.
Well, we want to thank you all for joining us tonight for the WEAC TV 24 News. Signing off from Oxford, Alabama. Have a wonderful night.
Hello everyone, Tony Russell, General Manager of Sonny King Ford. And boy, do we have unbelievable markdown on used cars that you do not want to miss. It's time to make the best deal on a used car. Shop our wide selection of used trucks and premium pre-owned models. Don't wait another day. Come by and see me, Tony Russell, and let's make a custom deal for you. Find great savings on pre-owned used cars at Sonny King Ford on the sunny side of the street, Anniston, Oxford.
Bama Sheds and Pole Barns, locally and family owned with the best customer service. Custom built to fit your needs with free delivery and setup. Design and price online or stop by and see what we can do for you. Nobody beats our prices and nobody beats our quality. Built in Alabama, made in Alabama. BamaSheds.com.
I'm Dudley Miller and my wife Val, and this is the staff at Cremation Services. Together, we have over 100 years experience in funeral service. To me, career longevity is an indication of a person's ability to extend grace and compassion and deal with the family in an honest, trustworthy, and decent manner. We ask that you consider us at Cremation Services of East Alabama in your time of loss.